Have you ever stopped to think that the Golden State Warriors might be about to take a big step towards yet another NBA title? It almost seems like a dream, but what if I told you that the key player behind this turnaround could be someone unexpected? Someone like Jimmy Butler? That's right, the name everyone recognizes for his ability to transform a team, taking it from a rebuilding phase to a true title contender. And it all started when Butler joined the Golden State Warriors. Since his arrival, something has changed within the team. The Warriors began accumulating victories in an impressive manner, with a record of 11 wins and 2 losses, and, even more impressively, with Jimmy Butler on the court, that number increases even further, to 11 wins and 1 loss. These numbers are not just positive, they are simply overwhelming. And it's not just in the results of the games where the transformation is visible, but also in the way the team plays, its attitude, and the mindset of the players. The Golden State Warriors, who once seemed to be falling behind in the playoff race, are now seen with a new perspective. The team has become a real threat, and without a doubt, Butler's presence on the court plays a key role in this transformation. But his impact goes beyond just the victories. It's something much deeper, something that is shaping the way the Warriors play the game. However, the story doesn't stop there. Another name is starting to gain attention, and it's a name familiar to the team's fans, but one that still has much to prove. Jonathan Kuminga. After being sidelined for over 2 months due to an ankle injury, Kuminga is ready to return, and this return could be the key to the Warriors' big turnaround. But the big question is, will he be able to quickly regain his best form, or will it take some time for him to get back to his peak? Coach Steve Kerr has clear plans on how to reintegrate Kuminga into the team. He knows that the team has already found a good rhythm and strong chemistry, so Kuminga's return will be gradual. The idea is to bring the young player back slowly, allowing him to regain his rhythm without disrupting the team's positive chemistry. And this makes perfect sense because it doesn't help to mess with a team that is already playing so consistently. Kerr also knows that if Kuminga is in good form, he could be the missing piece to make the team even stronger. Before his injury, Kuminga was playing the best basketball of his career. He was showing an energy and versatility that fit perfectly into the Warriors' style of play. And that's exactly what the team needs to stand out even more in the postseason. If he returns to his best level and manages to integrate seamlessly with the other players, especially with Butler, this team could become a basketball machine, even more lethal both offensively and defensively. And more than that, Kuminga's return could also relieve some of the pressure off Curry. He is the leader of the team and has been largely responsible for carrying the squad on his back. However, if Kuminga can contribute significantly, it will allow Curry to focus more on defense and leadership without having to do everything himself on offense. Having more offensive options helps maintain the team's defensive consistency, which is crucial for success in the playoffs. And if everything goes right, Kuminga's return could be the deciding factor for the Warriors in their pursuit of a title. The team is already playing high-level basketball, but with Kuminga back, they could become even more dominant. Imagine the combination of Curry, Butler, Kuminga, and the other players on the roster. The team would become virtually unstoppable. But of course, the big question is how Kerr will utilize Kuminga in this process. If he's well integrated, he could be a decisive addition. But if the return is rushed or poorly planned, it could destabilize the chemistry the team has already found. Now, let's take it a step further and talk about another possibility that could change everything for the Golden State Warriors. Imagine this. The team is already a powerhouse in basketball, but what if they gained a boost in the paint? That's right. Jakob Poeltl, the center for the Toronto Raptors, could be the key to taking this team one step closer to the top. During the game against the Detroit Pistons, the Warriors showed what they can do, winning 115-110 and maintaining their position in 6th place in the Western Conference with a record of 36 wins and 28 losses. But despite the victory, it became clear that the team needs something more, especially when it comes to the painted area. The Warriors have incredible players like Draymond Green, but when it comes to a dominant center, the team lacks physical presence and strength inside the paint. That's exactly what Pistons player Jalen Duren showed by dominating the game with an impressive double-double of 13 points and 13 rebounds. Duran's performance, which has been a growing force in the NBA, highlighted a need that the Warriors must address: a presence in the paint. Jakob Poeltl, in this context, could be exactly what the team needs to face more physical teams in the playoffs and balance out their weaknesses in the paint. The idea of a trade that would bring Poeltl to the Warriors is gaining traction. According to Greg Schwartz from Bleacher Report, Mike Dunleavy, the team's general manager, is seriously considering the possibility of making this trade. And what makes Poeltl such an important addition for the Warriors? Well, at 29 years old, Poeltl is having the best season of his career. He's averaging 14.1 points, 9.8 rebounds, and 2.8 assists per game, along with 1.2 steals and 1.2 blocks. These numbers are impressive, but the most remarkable thing is his efficiency. With a shooting percentage of 61.2%, Poeltl has stood out for his ability to dominate the paint, especially by grabbing offensive rebounds and creating new opportunities for his team. What Poeltl brings to the Warriors is exactly what's missing: a physical presence inside. The Warriors' style of play, centered on perimeter shooting and fast transitions, could benefit immensely from a player like Poeltl, who can create an additional threat in the paint. Poeltl would be an ideal partner for the pick and roll with Stephen Curry, creating a nightmare for any opposing defense, as Curry could orchestrate the plays while Poeltl capitalizes on opportunities in the paint. Furthermore, Poeltl would also bring more depth and flexibility to the roster. And as if that weren't enough, the Warriors are also seeking reinforcements on the perimeter. The trade, which would involve Moses Moody and Buddy Hield, could be the perfect combination to secure Poeltl's arrival. Hield, one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA, could help improve the Warriors' efficiency from outside, an area the team has struggled to improve. Hield has an exceptional ability to create space and make long-range shots, something that could be crucial for the Warriors, who currently rank just 22nd in the league in three-point shooting percentage. Losing Moses Moody would be a blow to the team's future, as the young guard has shown great potential. However, the reality is that Poeltl offers something the Warriors really need to take a big step towards a title. Poeltl's presence, combined with Curry's leadership, Butler's impact, and Green's versatility, could transform the Warriors into an even more dominant team. Poeltl's arrival would also force opponents to focus on another threat, which would take the pressure off the shooters and allow the Warriors to play even more intelligently and effectively. This isn't just about adding another player to the team. It's about transforming the team dynamic in a way that could make all the difference in the playoffs. If Poeltl really arrives, we could be talking about a nearly unbeatable team with a solid defense, a diverse offense, and the ability to dominate both on the perimeter and in the paint. And of course, the Warriors would once again become one of the favorites for the title, perhaps even winning their 8th championship. Now, let's explore in more depth how the addition of Jakob Poeltl to the Golden State Warriors could not only strengthen the team, but also change the game dynamics in a way that few imagined. The Warriors, known for their perimeter-focused style of play, have always relied on their players' ability to capitalize on long-range shots and quick transitions. However, as we've seen over the past few years, the lack of a dominant presence in the paint has been a vulnerable point, especially when the team faces physically stronger opponents like the Denver Nuggets or the Memphis Grizzlies. With Poeltl in the paint, the Warriors would gain more than just a solid interior defender. He would be a constant presence in pick-and-roll plays, creating second-chance opportunities with his offensive rebounds and closing spaces to allow other players to shine. Alongside Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler, Poeltl would be a key piece, not only in terms of physicality and strength, but also in the way he could open up spaces for the other players. Imagine Curry running the offense with Poeltl's ability to protect the rim and grab rebounds, and Butler using his energy to finish plays and intensify the defense. This would turn the team into a true nightmare for opponents, forcing them to focus on more points of attack. The proposed trade, which would include Moses Moody and Buddy Hield, would also bring a new balance to the roster. Moses Moody, with all his potential, might lose a bit of space, but Poeltl's experience and ability to dominate in key situations could ensure the team's consistency, especially when the game becomes more physical during the postseason. Buddy Hield, with his long-range shooting ability, could be exactly what the Warriors need to improve their three-point shooting percentage, something that has been a weakness for the team this season. Adding Hield would not only increase the perimeter threat, but also give the team offensive flexibility that could be crucial in close games during the playoffs. Think of the Warriors with Poeltl in the paint, Curry distributing the ball on the perimeter, Butler creating plays and dominating transitions, and Green offering his defensive experience and versatility. The team would be more balanced, stronger, and most importantly, harder to defeat. This would open a new phase for the team, a playing model in which the Warriors could better adapt to the various situations the playoffs present. And alongside Kuminga, who has the potential to grow even further, the Warriors would be in a very advantageous position, if not the strongest, to claim the long-awaited NBA title. Now, the crucial point in this equation is integrating all these players. How will Kerr manage the minutes and roles of Poeltl, Kuminga, Curry, Butler, and Green without losing the chemistry that is already working so well? Well, that will be a big challenge, but one that can be perfectly balanced if the team continues to prioritize cohesion and chemistry over focusing solely on individual talent. Returning to Jonathan Kuminga's situation, the key to the team's success in the postseason could be his ability to efficiently integrate into the team's dynamics. Kerr mentioned that he would be reintegrated gradually, without pressuring the young player to be a hero immediately. This makes sense since the Warriors have a very well-integrated group and already have big stars like Curry and Butler to carry the responsibility. Kuminga, if he returns to his best form, could be a secret weapon, especially when the team needs extra energy and versatility on both defense and offense. Moreover, Kuminga's return could relieve some pressure on Curry, allowing him to focus even more on his leadership role instead of having to be the only one to solve the offense in clutch moments. But of course, for this to work, Kuminga will need to find his rhythm quickly, and Kerr will need to be cautious to ensure that his reintegration doesn't disrupt the excellent chemistry the team has developed without him. And now, returning to Poeltl, a big advantage of the trade is the fact that he would be a player completely in sync with the Warriors' playing style. The team has always prioritized mobility, speed, and skill in offense, but a presence in the paint has been a big challenge for them in several playoff runs. Poeltl brings with him a skill rarely seen in centers of this generation, the ability not only to protect the rim, but also to move well on offense, being a very efficient pick-and-roll player. This would undoubtedly be a masterstroke for the Warriors, as alongside Curry, he would become a constant threat, making the opposing defense even harder to handle. Still, there's an important point to consider: the pressure for the team not to lose its identity. The Warriors have always been a team focused on quick movement, smart passing, and exploiting space on the perimeter. The introduction of a center like Poeltl cannot interfere with the essence of this playing style, but should instead reinforce it in a subtle and strategic way. If Kerr can find the right balance, the Warriors will be in a unique position, with a combination of talented and versatile players to dominate not just the West, but the league as a whole. As the Warriors prepare for the postseason, there's no doubt that this is the decisive moment. With a more balanced lineup, bolstered by Butler, the promise of Kuminga's return, and the potential arrival of Jakob Poeltl, the Warriors not only have what it takes to continue their successful trajectory, but also a new identity that could be the key to returning to the top of the NBA. What remains now is to see how these moves will materialize. The trade for Poeltl still needs to happen, and Kuminga's reintegration will be a delicate process. However, the Warriors are in an advantageous position, with a talented roster and Kerr's leadership to guide them. If the chemistry between the players continues to grow and the team can adapt to the challenges that arise in the playoffs, there's no reason to doubt that the Warriors could fight for their 8th title in history. As the season progresses, the Warriors are preparing for the battles that will determine if this lineup is the strongest of all. Every move within the team, whether it's the arrival of Poeltl, the return of Kuminga, or the growth of the chemistry between Curry and Butler, will be crucial to face the challenges that arise in the postseason. And this leads us to an important point. The Warriors are not just playing to secure their playoff spot. They are preparing for a possible championship run. But for that, they will need to continue adapting and finding ways to overcome the adversities that will appear, both on the offensive and defensive sides. When we talk about Poeltl's impact, it's important to highlight that, in addition to being an excellent rim protector, he would also bring a new dimension to the team's offensive game. His ability to hold the ball and distribute quick passes from inside the paint would make all the difference, especially in a system that demands constant movement. Curry, one of the best passers and perimeter finishers, would benefit from this versatility. He could, for example, create more opportunities for open shots, knowing that Poeltl would always be ready to create second-chance plays or even finish efficiently near the basket. In playoff games, where every point counts, Poeltl would have the potential to be a player who goes beyond points and rebounds, bringing immeasurable value in every possession. However, of course, all of this depends on how the team adapts to the new dynamics. Trades and role changes are always a risk, and in the case of the Warriors, the risk lies in not destabilizing the chemistry that has been so successful so far. This is where Steve Kerr, one of the best coaches in the NBA, comes into play. What Kerr has done best over the years is understand the balance between talent and teamwork, and it is precisely this balance that will be the difference maker for the Warriors' success. With Poeltl adding more strength in the paint and Kuminga potentially bringing renewed energy, Kerr will need to manage the integration of all these pieces in a way that the team continues to play as a cohesive unit. From there, the Warriors could become an even harder team to defeat, not only for what they offer on offense, but also for their defensive solidity. Regarding Kuminga, many are wondering how he will perform upon returning from his injury. His ankle injury kept him off the court for a considerable amount of time, but his development before getting hurt already showed promising signs. If Kuminga can regain his form quickly, he could be a great asset for the Warriors, especially with his ability to make fast transitions, cut to the basket, and add solid defense. The element of surprise that Kuminga brings to the Warriors' game is something that could throw opponents off balance, especially those not accustomed to his speed and strength, a playing style that would complement Curry and Butler's strategy well. The key, once again, will be ensuring that his reintegration happens gradually so he can adjust perfectly to what is working well with the team. And speaking of adjustments, the continued evolution of the team will not only depend on Poeltl or Kuminga, but also on how the Warriors will correct their weaknesses and capitalize on their strengths. The team has the offensive talent necessary to compete against any opponent, but a long season full of high-level games demands more than just talent. Kerr's job, which will be the strategist behind these changes, will be vital in ensuring that the team evolves in a sustainable way. He will need to find a balance between using the individual talents of Curry, Butler, Green, Poeltl, and Kuminga, without sacrificing the fluidity that has always been the Warriors' trademark. And the best part of this? Kerr has an impeccable track record of maximizing his players' potential. Additionally, we can't forget the impact that the Warriors' defense can have with this new lineup. Green has always been the defensive pillar of the team, but now with Poeltl in the paint, the defense inside will be much more robust. This will allow the Warriors to focus more on their fast transitions and perimeter game, knowing that the paint will be protected by Poeltl, while Green remains a constant threat in all other areas of the game. When it comes to reaching the top of the NBA, defense is essential, and a team that can balance its offensive strength with solid defense is a team with great chances of success. Poeltl's arrival to the Warriors could also be an important factor when facing teams that have a strong inside game, such as the Denver Nuggets with Nikola Jokic or the Memphis Grizzlies with Jaren Jackson Jr. These teams have a dominant presence inside that the Warriors have often struggled to contain in past games. Poeltl would help reduce that advantage, creating a kind of necessary balance for the Warriors to compete on all levels, especially in playoff series that require quick and effective adaptations. However, the biggest challenge for the Warriors will be how to stay mentally strong during the intense playoff battles. The experience of players like Curry, Green, and Butler will be crucial in guiding the younger players, such as Kuminga, to navigate through pressure moments. The maturity of these players will be key in close games, where every possession can be the difference between advancing or being eliminated. Curry's leadership in particular will play a decisive role, not just in in-game decisions, but also in keeping morale high and helping shape the team's mindset. The combination of experience, talent, and leadership is something that can turn the Warriors' season into an even more memorable success story. We've now reached a critical point in the Warriors' journey. The team has the ability to become even stronger, but the question everyone is asking is, how far can they go with these adjustments? The return of Kuminga and the potential addition of Poeltl bring a new perspective to the team's immediate future, and what seemed to be a regular season of ups and downs could turn into an unrelenting pursuit of the championship. If Poeltl is acquired, the Warriors will be more than ready to compete for the championship. The addition of a dominant center and the return of Kuminga, along with the experience of Curry and Green, makes the Warriors a more balanced team, capable of responding effectively on both offense and defense. The already existing chemistry between Curry and Butler, along with Poeltl's potential in the paint, could be the difference maker the Warriors need to lead their franchise to its 8th NBA title. Kai returned to the courts with an impressive performance, once again demonstrating why he is considered one of the top emerging talents in Asian basketball. In his most recent matchup against Kyoto, he displayed a remarkable performance, accumulating 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. These numbers go beyond simple statistics. They reflect his constant evolution as a player and his ability to directly impact the game. From the opening whistle, it was clear that Kai was determined to shine. Combining his imposing height with agility and refined technique, he dominated the painted area and left the opponents with few answers. His mid-range shots were sharp, a clear evidence of the continuous work he puts into honing his skills. Furthermore, his court vision became evident in decisive moments, distributing precise passes and connecting his teammates in key plays. In the tensest moments of the game, Kai demonstrated his leadership ability. In one of the most memorable plays of the third quarter, he overcame 2 defenders with a swift dribble, converted the basket, and secured the extra point by making the free throw after drawing the foul. This type of play not only excites the crowd but also proves that he knows how to perform under pressure, an essential quality for any athlete who dreams of playing in the NBA. The excitement among fans regarding Kai's future is more than justified. He is on the verge of reaching significant milestones in his B-League journey. With only 76 points left to reach the impressive mark of 1,000 points in the competition, he is just a few steps away from joining a select group of athletes recognized for their offensive consistency. But the young player's achievements are not limited to scoring. He has already surpassed the 500-rebound barrier, solidifying his dominance in the paint both offensively and defensively. Additionally, he is only 4 assists away from reaching the 100-assist mark in the league, proving that his ability to create opportunities for his teammates is one of his great virtues. These numbers are clear reflections of the impact Kai has on the game. His combination of wingspan, technical skill, and tactical intelligence makes him one of the most complete players in the league. Every point scored, rebound grabbed, and assist delivered brings him closer not only to records, but also to his dream of playing in the NBA. The consistency with which he performs his role on the court does not go unnoticed. Experts and commentators already view him as a player capable of raising the competitive level of the B-League. Comparisons with great centers from the past are starting to emerge, reinforcing the idea that Kai could leave a significant legacy in international basketball. Kai's differentiator is not just in the numbers he records, but in how he influences each game. His presence on the court generates the expectation of special moments, whether leading the team in decisive moments or dazzling the fans with spectacular plays. He has shown that he possesses all the qualities necessary to stand out at any level of basketball. When discussing Kai Sotto's future and a possible move to the NBA, one question has become frequent. Which team would benefit most from his signing? For many fans and analysts, the answer seems obvious. The Golden State Warriors. The California team's fan base, known for its passion and engagement, has already started mobilizing on social media to ask the team to sign Kai. The Warriors have built their reputation around a dynamic style of play based on quick movement, long-distance shooting, and team basketball. However, one of the team's challenges has been the lack of a dominant physical presence in the paint, someone who can protect the rim, secure rebounds, and bring balance to the team. And this is exactly where Kai Sotto fits in. His impressive height, combined with his ability to read the game, is something rare in modern basketball. Additionally, his international experience puts him ahead of many young athletes still adapting to different styles of play. For a franchise looking to rebuild without losing competitiveness, Kai would be an intelligent and strategic option. The possibility of his signing would represent a low-risk, high-potential investment. Kai has already shown that he can be effective both defensively and offensively. His ability to finish near the basket, combined with his evolving mid-range shooting, makes him a versatile player capable of adding immediate value to the Warriors' roster. Another important factor is his mindset. Kai not only accepts challenges, but strives to overcome them. He has the mindset of an athlete determined to constantly evolve, a characteristic essential for anyone wishing to make a mark in the NBA. The Warriors fan base has shown great enthusiasm for the possibility of seeing Kai join the team. They know that players with his skill set and potential don't come around every day. For many, he is exactly what the team needs to get back to the top of the league. The Golden State Warriors, one of the most respected franchises in the NBA, have built their identity around a fast, collective, and efficient style of play. With stars who have shown over the years, such as Stephen Curry, it's essential that the players on the roster adapt to this philosophy and contribute to the team's success. Kai Sotto, with his unique characteristics, could be the missing piece to bring balance to the team. His versatility is one of the main reasons for this. He is not a conventional center who only protects the paint and scores near the basket. His game awareness and quick decision-making make him a dynamic player capable of fitting into the Warriors' system. With his height and wingspan, he can be a threat both defensively and offensively, exactly the type of reinforcement the team needs to become even more competitive. Additionally, his international journey has given him valuable experience. Kai has already faced opponents with different styles of play and competed in high-level leagues, which will help him adapt to the fast-paced rhythm of the NBA. His global athlete mindset, coupled with his discipline, would make him a great asset for any franchise that bets on his talent. As Kai approaches new milestones in the B-League, his future looks increasingly promising. Every statistic achieved, whether in scoring, rebounding, or assists, reinforces his growth as a player and his preparation for greater challenges. His arrival in the NBA seems just a matter of time, and he is already seen as one of the most promising names of the new generation. The impact Kai can have on the game goes beyond what the numbers show. His presence in the paint, his ability to involve his teammates, and his ability to decide games are qualities that any team would love to have. But more than that, he has a winning mindset and an unwavering commitment to his development. If the Warriors are already known for their fast and efficient offensive style, Kai Sotto has the potential to elevate this standard even further. With him, the team could have a dominant center who would not only bring more defensive security, but also provide new offensive options. So, did you like the content? If so, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share with your friends. It helps a lot with our work and ensures you don't miss any videos about Kai Sotto and the future of basketball. See you next time.